And my father always said, when you think you're like
I have a hard time following
It was time to be fearless.
I entered into exalted trances, as on those evenings when I used to gaze upon the sky, full of moving clouds, behind the distant blue of the hills, I was both the landscape and its beholder. I existed only through myself and for myself. My path was clearly marked. I had to perfect, enrich, and express myself in a work of art that would help others live. When I came across this quote by Simone de Beauvoir, memories came flooding back to me. Specifically, it helped me recall a childhood epiphany triggered by clouds, which I can now identify as an early existential episode. While trying to fathom the idea of a heaven, which I imagined to be a sea of pink and purple clouds that infinitely traverse the skies, I was unnerved by that thought, and I couldn't comprehend existing forever in a limitless realm that defied a familiar space and time. The thought of the sky representing a portal to a world beyond the stars can make our bodies feel both small and large. In the grand scope of life, it can feel as if we are ant-like creatures, only on Earth for a small amount of time. But on the other hand, there can be a feeling of empowerment gained from looking at the clouds, helping us face our fears and acknowledge the inevitable presence of time. For me personally, looking up at the sky produces a calm and creative effect. And I believe that the sky is a strong host for accessing feelings of fearlessness and empowerment. With my installation, one of my main goals was to encourage us all to keep dreaming, to keep striving for the actualization of the most grandiose ideas. Originally, I was going to make a realistic sky experience with white, billowy clouds, but rethinking about the theme of fearlessness encouraged me to be bold with my material choice. And I decided on a dreamlike, surrealist approach and decided to make this kaleidoscope of pom-poms. This tangible and nostalgic material may rekindle a childlike imagination and help you remember forgotten memories. And I'm interested to hear what dreams, ideas, and fears are prompted for you as you gaze upon these forms of pointillism. Another motive driving my installation was clouds in relation to data and a cumulus network. In this digitally saturated culture we live in, the presence of digital presences is prominent, and I'm interested in observing the relationship between media and nature. The elusive entity most of us back up our devices to, known as the cloud, is this thing that we may imagine to be floating above us, but in reality, it's a form of data storage where physical servers back up our digital information. There is a blatant comparison of clouds to urban development, rapidly transforming the world we live in. Early practices that stem from the sky are directly tied to the establishment of civilization, such as the formation of language, religion, and calendars. This undeniable infrastructure of nature and culture has allowed human life to not only progress, but strive. Harkening back to my installation, I wanted to speak to this relationship with a network of pom-poms, kind of alluding to our digitally centric realities. It was also important to me that the clouds not suspend above the participants, but instead surround you to create more of an immersive experience. As we grow older, we tend to lose the innate fearlessness we had when we were younger. And as I reflect back on my aforementioned childhood memory, I'm now able to realize the existence of myself in a finiteness open to the infinite. Instead of viewing clouds as an obstruction to a clear sky, I encourage us all to acknowledge clouds as a painterly enhancement to a blank canvas, an ever-changing presence that surrounds us and begins at our feet, nurturing our minds to keep dreaming. Thank you.